G'day! In today's video I'm just having a simple unboxing of the Gigabyte RX6600 Eagle 8GB model. As we can see, we have the model number up here. So we're the Eagle 8GB, and let's get into it. So to begin with, let's crack this open. Actually, let's begin with power requirements. So you will require a 500 watt system, minimum of 8GB of RAM recommended. Granted, if you're going to spend this kind of money on one of these graphics cards, I'm going to assume you already have 16GB of RAM in your machine. Let's open this up, and let's see what we get. We have one very plain Gigabyte box. Now, what I want to find out is the actual measurements of this machine, of this graphics card, as I do believe it is a tri-fan, I think. So, various documentation, nothing too special. Phone. And now we're working our way to the card itself. So yep, we are a tri-fan version or tri-fan card. I'm going to assume there's pretty much nothing else in this box. Yep. Which nowadays there's really not much extra fun and games in the graphics card boxes. You used to get your game cards or at least various power adapters. So it looks like we just take a single 8-pin on this particular model. So we get it out of the anti-static bag and we'll find out for sure. Let's have a look and see what we see. At the back here, we can see the fan going through. So essentially the card does end at the PCI slot, or a bit further than that. You can see we end over here, but then the cooler protrudes for another extra fan basically. Let's say the card finishes here. So it could almost essentially be a dual slot cooler on here, but we're not quite there. I'd personally rather have the extra fan if possible. Looking at I/O, we have HDMI, and 2 display ports. Fans themselves, by the looks of it, 2 spin one way, 1 spins the other. We're just going by the fan pattern, so these 2 are going in the opposite direction. Or these 2 here and here are identical. This one's going opposite. We do have a bit of what almost feels like plastic right at the top here, where it says Eagle. We peel this off. Curious if that will light up at all or anything. It does seem to be removable. I don't know how much force I'd want to give that to take that off, but I'd say that would potentially come off. Cooler wise, looks pretty alright in there. So let's check out the measurements of this one. And I'll lay it down for a second. Now let's give this a measure. From front to back, just shy of 11 inches. Or if you're using the Aussie, the metric system, looking at about 285 mil, or 28.5 centimeters long. Height-wise, looking around about 12 centimeters long, 120 mil, or just shy of 5 inches. I'm not sure what the actual conversion is, but we're hanging around here. And let's see how fat this fat boy is. So if I use this, we'll switch it on, go 0, and let's give it a measure. So 38, well essentially, close to 37.9 millimeters, which is inches for you guys. That's how fat we be. Now I'm just going to install it in this case here, just for a build. So I'll move you guys up. Now typically you may have to be cautious of extra room, but being that this particular case has plenty of it, I don't think there's going to be too much drama. I'll need to take these out first, and luckily in this case they've put them high enough that you don't scrape the main board as you take them out, and they're coming out quite easily. Go. So this particular system is going to have, it's actually a lot tighter than I thought it was going to be. We also need to remove this, slide that in. Click, we're into position. Now let's get that thumb screw in there while it's sagging. There we go. So this particular one is getting paired with a Ryzen 5 3500X with 16 GB of RAM in dual channel, running at 3200 MHz, a 500 GB Kingston A2000 NVMe SSD, and an Antec 700 watt power supply. So more than enough power to power this particular model of card. Now the dilemma is whether or not this card is actually worthwhile or cost effective. Being this particular one is the base model of the RX6600s, and especially if you've got an RX5600, there's probably not really much of a purpose to upgrade. But anyway, that's a bit of an unboxing and a quick measurement and installation of the Gigabyte RX6600 Eagle. Bye!